Good morning, sir. Good morning, ma'am. Good morning to one all present here. My full name is Vikram Singh Dasila, and I'm a student of BHMKU Semester 1, Section B. Now, in this vlog, I will be talking about our India's national freedom fighter. Now, India have seen many freedom fighters across the centuries, and I respect each and every one of them equally. But I have my favorite list of freedom fighters who inspires me to work for my country, and one of them is Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, dearly known as Netaji. Now, before beginning the vlog about Netaji, let's talk about an incident that happened after the independence of India, when Clement Attlee, who was then the PM of Britain, came to India, and in an interview when asked that what was the real reason behind the independence of India, Clement Attlee replied that Netaji's army was profound in guaranteeing India its independence in comparison with the non-violence movement. Well, there can be many theories behind that. That Britain was already in war in the World War II, and they were taking heavy damages, and their finance was low, and they didn't even had much manpower to rule another country. So let's keep that aside and talk about the man that Britishers feared the most even before and after the independence. That was none other than Mr. Subhash Chandra Bose, or Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. Now, Netaji was born on 27th of January 1897. He was an intellect and had a rebellious attitude from his childhood. Netaji came from a wealthy family, but of course his father was a lawyer. When he himself was an intelligent and brilliant student, he completed his graduation in philosophy in 1918, and even though he was thrown out or removed from the college, from the presidency college before, because of his nationalist activities and its rebellious attitude. Now, Netaji was inspired and influenced by Swami Vivekananda's teachings, and while he topped the civil services examinations by fourth rank, he refused to work under the British government. Now, Netaji soon after joined politics, and through the ups and downs of the politics, he became the president of National Indian Congress, and he formulated a policy that brought an idea of broad industrialization, where which didn't sync with the Gandhian economic growth, where the country's cotton industries would use their own country resources for the country's benefit. And soon Netaji was removed from the Indian National Congress Party because of the differences between the Gandhi and the high command of the Congress Party. Now Netaji didn't had much hope left, and he could not revolt against Britishers while being in the same country where his own countrymen and his own fellow colleagues who were his members of his party were literally against him. While when if it was a time of Satyug or Treta Yug, when if an angel or a god would fall down to earth and give a boon to Netaji and tell him to fight against the evil, then he might have fought against all the evil all alone. But no, that was a time of Kalyug or Kalyug. Netaji was in the midst of World War II and the freedom of India, so he decided to escape India. And by 1941, when he decided to escape India, Netaji had already been arrested 11 times and sent to jails. I can only imagine a man who has put so much effort and is giving every ounce of his of his blood to free the India and free a country. He has been treated so ill. He is not given any support by his fellow colleagues, so he had no choice left but to leave India. And he left India from his residency place in Kolkata. He traveled via Kabul, Afghanistan, and finally reached Germany. Now, in Germany, the second phase of the story begins when Netaji worked from outside the country for the country. And this is so exciting that how a single man can do such a lot work in some another country. Well, of course, Netaji was a genius man. So yeah, so this is how it begins. Now, Netaji met Hitler in Germany, and we all know the phrase that the enemy of my enemy is my friend, and that's what happened. Netaji and Hitler joined forces, and under the refuge of Germany, Netaji created his own army, which was known as INA, International Academy, or Azad Hind Fauj. Now, this army was created by releasing the POWs of India, that was the prisoners of war, that were Indian soldiers that were taken captive during the war. And Netaji cleverly also relieved all the soldiers from the other countries, that were the Indian soldiers, that were all POWs, and created INA. So after the creation of INA, Netaji confronted the world and India that his own word, as it states, मैं सुभाष चंद्र बोस हूँ और मैं जिंदा हूँ. These were his words, but these were not just words for India. These were a voice of hope, a voice to revolt against the Britishers. Now Indians know that the spark, that fire is still lit, and they can revolt against the Britishers. Now the hope of fire was still lit. Now Netaji needed more support, so he went to Japan. And in Japan, he met the current Tatkal PM of Japan, who was General Tojo. Now he asked General Tojo for help, and General Tojo actually very warm-heartedly welcomed him in Japan, and he was treated very good in Japan. And General Tojo replied in his assembly in Parliament that he would do every work, and he would put every effort that he could to achieve Netaji goal on the freedom of India. And so Japan and Netaji's army planned to attack India through Myanmar, and the goal was clear. The hope of freedom of India was clear to Netaji. He thought that now India can really be free from the rule of Britishers, and the far cry of freedom was not far anymore. And Netaji formed a plan. He actually formed an total progress plan of India. He planned infrastructures, buildings. He planned for the currency, how the currency will flow. He planned how the law enforcement will be there in the country, and even he planned for the policies that he would bring to increase the growth of the economy and helping the poor people. But only if the strike would have been successful, there might be a chance that the face of India would have been totally different after the independence of India. But that didn't happen, unfortunately, and because that was the time of World War II, we cannot forget that. And Japan took heavy damage from the other side in war, and Japan was heavily damaged, and they were not even able to improve and overcome their own losses. So how they could have been attempted to attack on another country? So Japan refused, and Netaji's idea and his all plannings were collapsed for the moment. And Netaji again came to a radio station in Berlin this time, no, in the Rangoon city of Burma in this time, and he told the world and India that the strike was unsuccessful, the plan was failed, but we must fight for our freedom. We shall not forget that freedom is not given, freedom is taken. And that's true, and it makes sense that if a freedom is given, that then if we are not able to take our freedom, and we are taking a freedom that is given to us, that how we can even sustain that freedom, how we can protect that freedom if we are not able to take that freedom. And that and when he arrived in the radio station, that gave a hope to the Indians, that gave a hope to Indians. And the Indians were now again determined, and they were encouraged, and the fire of freedom was still lit. And moreover, the impact on British Indian army was much greater. The British Indian Navy decided that they would revolt against Britishers, and the British Indian Navy also hanged photos of Subhash Chandra Bose, because they were so encouraged and so raised up, and they were so motivated by his words, even though the strike was failed, because they knew if a man is trying so hard from another country to strike and to protect our country, so we can do it by being himself in the country. And that's what they did. And now the Britishers no longer believed that they could trust the British India army, because they knew the people would revolt against them. Now the plans were going into pieces, the plan was shattering with the current situation that was happening. Now by the April 1945, Hitler in Germany committed suicide, and then in August 1945, the German Nazi army surrendered to the Allies, and if that was not enough, America bombed Japan at Hiroshima and Nagasaki with nuclear nukes, and that was all the ending of Netaji's plan for that current moment, because his all plans, his all forces that he had gathered in all these times had been shattered by the Allies. The country that had been supporting him were no longer able to support themselves only, so how they could have been supported Subhash Chandra Bose. So Subhash Chandra Bose's plans were dismissed for the moment, and following in August 1945 only, on 18 August, it was stated that Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose succumbed to third degree fires in a plane crash which was crashed in Taiwan. Well, and Netaji achieved the martyrdom on August 18, 1945. Well, do we really believe that Netaji died on that day? The idea and thoughts of Netaji vanished on that day? The answer is no, because Netaji believed if a person is ready to die for an idea, his idea will, after his death, even incarnate itself in 1,000 lives. And that's what happened. His idea and his thoughts encouraged the people of India and people across the world to that they can that they can stand on their own legs and they can fight for the freedom of their country. And Indian people were encouraged and thrilled, and they were ready to fight. And his last words, his thoughts, his ideas were so much of encouragement, and his story is so encouraging that his memory and his words and his ideas will never be forgotten. He may be an unsung hero, he might have not been honored by the government as he should have been, but he is honored in our memories, and we believe that he gave a fair share of his fight for the freedom of India. And we, as being a responsible citizen of this proud nation, we cannot do much in his memory, but we can pay homage to Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, and by respecting him, by remembering his thoughts, his ideas, and by walking on his path of values. uh, that's all about Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. Thank you so much for kindly listening to me. Thank you.